Hello and good day. It's Gary Champion, Psychic Medium, once again with a video I hope that may help. Um, I was sitting here, I do these videos as soon as I hear something, and I heard The Impossible Dream. And there's a song, The Impossible Dream, from Man of La Mancha. It's a musical years ago, long time ago, older than me. And it's about a guy that, even though something looks impossible, unattainable, unreachable, he still reaches for it. He doesn't let the things deter him that the average person would just say, I can't do this and walk away. He doesn't do that because in striving for something, um, he says his soul will be at rest when he dies because he did attempt the impossible dream. He didn't back away from it. As a matter of fact, it was the quest. He was looking for an impossible dream to take his life in that direction. That interesting. And a part of the impossible dream is to believe that people are better than they appear to be. Things in general are better than they appear to be. And since I read people, I know that someone will come on all angry. There's a guy in the neighborhood. I'll use him as an example. Let's say his name is Bill. I don't know the guy. But he's always yelling, always screaming and angry at somebody. And I was walking the dog one night and I passed him and he said hello. And before I could respond, he got angry that I hadn't responded quick enough to say hello. And he stomped off. And then there was a whole bunch of people in the garage there. I guess they were having a party or something. He explained to them how angry he was that I didn't say hello to him. And then that's kind of an impossible situation. And he lives in the neighborhood and he's always carrying a gun. He's always got a gun on his hip. Angry. That's what you want. And a can of beer in the other hand. So he has a can of beer in one hand, he has a gun, and sort of tries to intimidate people. This is not my impossible dream. This isn't my quest to fix this guy. But given the right opportunity, I'd give it a shot because I know what's wrong with him. He's suffering from PTSD, and everything's distorted in his world. And he feels fragile and um, at risk. So he goes at people to push them away. He doesn't wave his gun around, but he lets you know he's got it. This is a I'm broken, don't mess with me. So I've never spoken to him. He just yelled at me one day. And he's a strange fellow with which nothing good will come of unless someone gets him to the right people to help him, counselors and people who deal with PTSD. I'm not sure he knows he has it. I'm not sure he knows he has it. But the impossible dream for me is that I can believe that he's better than he appears to be, which I believe. I believe he's a good hearted guy who's just a little bit crazy, that he's had some bad times, and it's made him a little wonky, as we say. So, and it's easy to feel the opposite way in today's world where we have huge unemployment coming, we have a housing crisis, people can't get a place to live in that's a reasonable price. Um, The stock market's going down. We have inflation going up. Homeless people, um, jobs are going away. Um, so, and if you live in California, you've got fires, you've got floods, you've got earthquakes. So it's easy to look out there and see, and here in Texas is 110, 108, 107. The ground is dry, there's no rain. The fish in the little pond at the end are running out of water, and turtles. You're thinking, gee, are we going to get rain to save the fish? I know that's my thinking anyway. But it's easy to see the bad side of things because the media has made you feel that. Truth is, things aren't that bad, but they pound on it. Oh, inflation, inflation. It's somebody's fault. I met a guy the other day. I was eating a burger, and he said, "Well, look at that. Joe Biden's ruined the economy. Look at the inflation is blah blah blah. We can't get our gas prices. Look at how high our gas prices." He was going on and said, "Now the gas crisis is not what you think it is. It's not because we don't have enough oil, because we have lots of oil. We have billions of gallons of oil, so we don't have enough to process it into gas. That's why gas prices go up. Shortage of gas, price goes up." And he said, "Well, you can believe that if you want to." I said, "Well, look it up. It's on the internet." "I don't believe that." Well, I don't believe stuff on the internet either. Most of it's lies or versions of the truth, which somehow end up showing you the opposite. So it's easy to look at the world in a negative way and thereby people in a negative way. And I may be in a store buying something, and I see tense looks on people's faces, and they're tense and they're grasping things, and their eyes are shifting around the store like they're waiting to get attacked. And I'll ask them a question or say something silly, and they start laughing. It just breaks everything. Humor cures a lot of that. You know, uh, we don't have enough humor. We need more humor, not angry humor that hurts people's feelings, and like the trans jokes and things like those. Those aren't helpful. I don't even find them funny. These people have enough problems as it is. You want to make jokes about them? Okay, well, it's an odd life choice to turn from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, but it's their choice. And whatever it is that comes out of that, they'll have to live with that. It's not my problem. I don't think I've read any trans people yet. I probably have, I just don't know it. A lot of gays, lesbians, strippers, sex workers. It's just the nature of the business. They're all lovely people. They're all in here where it's not been damaged. Um, they're good people. The outward part of you that's been damaged is what they're seeing. So they're reacting negatively to that. And you're on guard because you think they're going to attack you. A lot of that going on. So it creates an atmosphere of distrust, somebody from the other side said. Atmosphere of distrust. And that creates tensions, and that creates someone pulling out a gun and shooting somebody in the grocery market because they stole their little box of strawberries. Yeah, stuff like that's actually going on. So, in a heightened sense of awareness, because the internet's telling us their version of the truth, it's not the truth. The truth is they're reporting on something they weren't even there. They're reporting on something that someone else saw maybe and reported it and said it, but it's their version of what happened instead of, it's like when someone comes to you and they tell you some horrible story of their boyfriend that they did all these horrible things and they blah, 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 blah. And then you talk to him and it wasn't like that at all. So there's two sides to every story, sometimes three or four. But don't get sucked into someone saying that this is horrible and blah, blah, blah. And because we're better than that, And I have to believe that the people who are angry are better than what they're showing. That's just my, maybe that's my quest. Don't forget, these people have been under some kind of stress. Maybe they're losing their job. Maybe they're losing their house and have no place to go, no relatives, so they're going to be homeless, or they've lost their job. The car's being repossessed. All that's going on. So take a pause when someone says something really negative or nasty and try to look behind what's causing it. And I believe you'll see damage there of some kind that's creating an unnatural response to everything. It's not who they really are. It's who they have to be for the moment because of the damage they've incurred and the things they've seen. This guy, I don't know if he was in the Army, this guy that lives across the way, or was somehow in battle, which I think he was, and he suffered PTSD, and he's angry about everything. And he has a friend. There's a friend across the street. They sit and yell at each other across the street all day long, all night, as far as I know. Up to 10 o'clock, they're still yelling. That there's a problem there. That his mental thinking has been stretched beyond what it can do, and he's defending something that doesn't need defending. He has a right to do it, but people are scared of him. At some point, he's probably going to jail. Where if he got treatment for PTSD, and probably drug counseling, because I suspect there's a lot of that in there, alcohol, drug related, and PTSD all in one. He wouldn't be this guy. He'd be a totally different guy. And notice he has a dog now. So dogs have a way of making you better. Anyway, it's my video about the impossible dream. That the people that look like they're not salvageable are the people we should spend the most time saving. Something's knocked them off. They're not quite right. And I'm not sure reasoning is the way to go about it. I haven't had a conversation with him. I looked at some point. He's going to say something. And people are mad. The political situation in this country has inflamed people to the point that people are angry about something, and yet they don't even understand it. Like gas prices. Ask Joe Biden. No, not really. Not really. Presidents don't impact that much. You'd think they would, but they don't. Congress, legislature, they impact things. But when you can't get baby formula, it's not Joe Biden's fault. It's a distribution problem caused by 70,000 truckers no longer being able to truck because they were caught with drugs or they have a record or something. So they've been expunged from the trucking industry. They can no longer drive, so there's a shortage of drivers, so you can't get your baby formula. Or in this case, the factory was negligent and got something, bacteria or something in the milk, and they had to shut the plant down. So there was a shortage of milk. That's not Joe Biden's problem. That's the fact that someone didn't do their job and check for bacteria. That's a quality control problem. So when people yell for a reason, try and look beyond it and see what it really is about. And chances are you'll find that their brother died or their sister died or they lost a child or some reoccurring thing like PTSD or COVID, lack of work. One thing or another has impacted their life to the point that they're no longer normal or what you would call normal. I'd hate to take a normal test. I wouldn't pass it. But in the sense of getting along with people, which is something we have to do, they're not. They have personal issues that prevent them from engaging with people in a reasonable manner. Hope you don't think I made all that up. Hearing it from the other side. Anyway, have a little faith. Have a little faith that people are better than what they appear to be. And sometimes you'll be surprised that you're just angry over something that just happened that has nothing to do with whatever it is you're angry about. That's the thing. Something can happen over here and it impacts every part of your life. Your relationship goes downhill. Your car breaks down because you didn't serve it, yet you want to blame somebody for it, and it's really your fault. These things impact everything. So try to look beyond just what you're looking at. The words that people are saying that are angry. Behind that, there's a reason for it. And if you can maybe express something in some way that exposes it, that lets them see that it's not this, that it's this over here that they should be angry at. Really shouldn't be angry at that. Well, why are you angry with that? You can't affect it. You can't change it. You might as well be angry because it's, let's see. It's, what is it? 11, 12 o'clock and it's 96 degrees here. Ooh, I hate that weather. Ooh, I hate that 96 degrees. It's going to be 103 today. Oh, that's Joe Biden. He did that. Well, no one was listening when they kept saying global warming. People have been telling the people in California for as long as I've been alive to watch your water. You're going to run out. No, plenty of water. They don't have it now. So they're going to look to divert a river from Mississippi in the middle of the country all the way, 1,000 miles to the coast where they can have oranges. It's a desert. It's going to take billions of gallons of water to grow pecans or almonds in California when they could easily be grown someplace else. Does the Mississippi River want to give up all that water and it's got to go all the way across the country, probably underground? Will it be enough even if you get it there? So they shouldn't be mad about the water thing. They've been told since I was in high school that there was a shortage of water in the West. Keep using it. Take all these, put out more fountains in, like in Vegas. They're everywhere throwing water in here like they've got water. And they go on all the time, these fountains and swimming pools, and they're wasting water. I'm starting to rant, aren't I? Anyway, just thought I'd give you my thought. The impossible dream is maybe to look beyond what's really there, and I mean what's in front of you, to see what's kind of behind that and what's really going on, and to try and understand instead of yell. To have a discussion instead of shooting somebody. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.